Today I'm going to be giving you 10 healthy habit tips for my busy girls on the go.
First time in a long time, hurting deeply inside.
Hey babes, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 healthy habits for my busy girls. And sometimes I need these reminders as well. For a woman like myself, I'm always on the go. I'm always doing something. My attention is always going elsewhere. Especially being that it's May, we're almost 6 months into the year, which is insane to even talk about. I just wanted to give you guys some healthy habit tips that you can take with you, especially if you are a busy girl. These are just reminders so that you can continue to be efficient and show up as your best self in your life and in the lives of others. So let's go ahead and get started with today's tips. The first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to embracing your healthy girl era and just tapping into those healthy habits would definitely be don't overlook yourself and your needs. Actually become as self-aware as you possibly can in this time, especially if you are a busy person like myself. Sometimes we're just in the habit of doing things, we're in the routine of things, and at times we can get pushed on the back burner. So it's so important to be self-aware, to know when you are lacking some things, when you need a little bit more love, a little bit more TLC from yourself, so that you can show up as the best version of you. And by doing that, you can stay in your feminine era. You won't feel like you're overworking, you're taking on different roles. You know how to manage and balance different things. That's so important. Tip number 2 for my healthy babes on the go would definitely have to be to also prioritize movement. So that self-awareness is going to help you to realize, hey, you know, I've been slacking off a little bit in my workouts. Let me figure out what I can do, especially since my schedule is really busy right now. I can incorporate a walk at the end of my day, or maybe I can do it in the morning, just so that you can get that daily movement in, and also just get some vitamin D. Sometimes we really do need to get outside and touch some grass, and that is like a true thing. If you work from home, or like myself, and you're always in the house, sometimes you can just be wrapped up in these 4 walls and forget that it's life outside. So it's important to actually get outside, get active, and prioritize daily movement. And even for myself, I have been prioritizing moving my body daily. I haven't walked in a bit, but I'm also going to start picking that back up as well, because I was just transitioning with my hair. As you can see, we are on the tail end of my hair, which means I can step it up a little bit when it comes to my outside activities. So I'm going to be picking up my walking habits. Over the past 2 to 3 months of the top of the year, baby, I was walking 10,000 to 14,000 steps a day. And I feel like that is so important, especially when it comes to just prioritizing yourself and your body, just getting your body moving. And it doesn't have to be 10,000 steps. If you want to start with 5,000, figure out what works for you and incorporate that into your busy girl schedule. I also want to reiterate the fact that rest is important as well. You may have some people in your life that may be like, okay, let's work. That's not me, okay? I'm always here for a work-life balance, because when you work too much, you are tired, okay? And sometimes your body can't even operate at its highest capacity if you are always tired, and that's because you're always working. So if it is possible, try to manage and incorporate rest into your routines. That's gonna be so important when it comes to introducing healthy habits into your life. If you're not prioritizing at least 8 hours of sleep a day, girl, I need at least 8 to 10. But whatever other time, I try to maximize my work day. Like, for example, like I said, I work from home. So if I know I like to get about 8 to 10 hours of rest, what I'm gonna do is make sure I squeeze everything that I need to squeeze in during the day, or even wake up a little bit earlier, go to bed earlier, so that I can have that additional time that I may need throughout the day to get my work done. But I'm still gonna prioritize rest, because that's important in order for me to show up for anyone. That especially goes for myself. If I wanna be the best version of myself, I can't be that if I'm always tired, or if I always feel like I'm exhausted. I'm not gonna get my work done effectively. I'm not gonna be editing videos. I'm not gonna be responding to emails. I'm not just gonna be able to be present the way I need to be with my work schedule. So it's so important for me to prioritize rest. If I can at least get 7, that's a good day. So I highly recommend you guys do that if you can. I know some people's work schedule does not allow them to allocate that much time to rest, but I would definitely recommend you guys allocate as much time as you can. If you can't do the 8, try to do the 7. And if you can't possibly get 7, make sure that you at least get 6, okay? Just figure out what's gonna work best for you, and your schedule is gonna be so important during this time of our healthy girl era We're leveling up. We're making sure that we're dedicating that time to ourselves. We're becoming self-aware. We're prioritizing movement, and we're also prioritizing rest. Also, when it comes to rest, even before bed, I guess you could say tip number 4 when it comes to prioritizing those healthy habits is stay away from scrolling, you guys. Scrolling before bed is the worst thing that you can do. Like, do not scroll before bed, at least an hour before. I turn my phone on do not disturb. My phone is on do not disturb all the time, but for sure at night, because I'm trying to wind down, I'm trying to rest, I'm trying to relax, I'm trying to disconnect. So especially being connected on socials all day, it is important for me to kind of take the time back to myself, or even just decompress, girl. Sometimes I don't even want to look at my day. I just want to just take a step back and kind of relax and just rest my mind. So I highly recommend you guys just try to stay away from social media at night. I know that TikTok can get us endlessly scrolling. We're just scrolling. But sometimes it's good to just take a step back and say, hey, I'm just going to dedicate this hour before bed to just kind of meditate over my day, decompress, and just reset for the next morning. Of course, the tips that I'm mentioning today can go for men and women, to be honest, but this is especially important for my women. When your cycle is on, also cycle syncing is important, so you can know what phase of your cycle that you're in, so that you can dedicate that time and know what to do during those times. So for example, if you're in your luteal phase, I know for me, baby, I can't do too much, okay? I'm emotional, I'm tired, I really don't have much to say. So during those times, I try not to record as many videos per se. I may just dedicate that time to just editing here and there. I'm not overdoing on the work. So of course, everybody's career is different or job is different, so you may have to do different things. But during that time, just don't overload yourself. That's the moral of the story, because sometimes we can have too much on our plate, especially during that time, and we're not thinking straight, or we're just not really focused and really just feeling our best. So don't be afraid to take that time to just say, hey, I'm gonna do what's needed and necessary, but I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm not gonna just try to be superwoman during this time. If I'm not feeling my best, because like I said, we all have our days where we're just not feeling like our best selves, it is important to take time to just allow yourself to feel. Don't be in such a rush to move past this feeling, but it's gonna come back probably even harder the next time. And just actually address that and tend to your needs. So if you need a little bit more like TLC during that time, then maybe give yourself that, because you definitely deserve it. But just don't sit in your feelings and sit in your emotions. For me, like, even if I'm sad, because girl, I do have my sad days, okay? I'm human just like you are. So sometimes I have to take 2 days to say, okay, I'm not gonna give myself more than 2 to 3 days, especially if it's something that I can work through on my own. That means like outside of like going to therapy, maybe like talking to somebody else to kind of help guide me through that. I'm just gonna take 3 days to myself to say, okay, I'm gonna feel how I feel. My feelings are justified, and I do have the right to feel this way. However, I'm just not gonna sit and sulk and waste 3 to 4 weeks on this matter, because it's just like, I have to move on. And that's the important thing too, is learning how to move on and move forward without just like sitting in our feelings. To do that, because you want to teach yourself and train yourself how to feel the feelings, but actually also learn how to move forward and just realize that, hey, this too shall pass. So that's important as well. Number 7 will have to be embrace a supportive environment. What do I mean by that? That means making sure that you are aware of your surroundings. That includes who you're around, what you're taking in, and what you're watching. All of those things are really going to be impactful when it comes to embracing those healthy habits for my busy girls. Because when you're busy, you need uplifters. That means that includes people, and also what you watch. You don't want to watch things that are going to deter you from your goals and your dreams. Everything that you're doing needs to help elevate you. You can continue to grow and be as efficient as you can. If you're constantly watching things that are not really leaning into who you are as a person, it's only going to bring you down. Even when it comes to your relationships, that includes friends and family, making sure that you're monitoring your surroundings is important. Figuring out who gives you that good energy, because sometimes, y'all, life is so serious. You need some people who are going to be around you that brings out their inner child. And it's not like a lack of maturity type of thing. It's more of like, they bring out the fun side of me. Especially for a busy person, sometimes things can be so serious. So you also want to have that good balance as well. The people that you can confide in, but also the people that help you know, bring your energy up and give you that good energy, especially if you are giving your energy to other places and spaces. And also you want to be that person for other people as well. And when it comes to being a busy girl on the go who wants to maintain those healthy habits, sometimes that may mean unplugging from socials for a day or two. And if social media is your job, making sure that you get your work done prior to that pool, so you won't feel like, okay, I'm missing out on this or I'm missing out on that. Making sure that you get your work posted and just go ahead and log off. You know, making those small adjustments can definitely help with your healthy habit era, especially for my people who are on the go. And that goes for men and women. Sometimes we do need to unplug and decompress, especially when we're being overstimulated by so many different apps and we're trying to balance all of those, especially already being a busy person. That just adds to the list. So tip number 8 for me would have to be slow down. And I had to take that tip for myself, y'all, because I feel like I was always in a rush. When I was doing makeup, I would travel to my clients, and on the way out, I'm leaving stuff because I'm always in a rush. On the way there, I'm maybe missing certain items because I'm like, man, I forgot that. Because I'm always in this rushful mindset. To kind of alleviate that, what you would need to do is maybe prepare an hour before or a day before for whatever you have to do, so that you can make sure that you have enough time. Or even when it comes to your morning routine, say for instance you want to start, you know, doing more self-care and you feel like you don't have the time. It may just mean that you have to wake up an hour earlier or maybe stay up an hour later. So that you can have that time for yourself. Just slow down. Life is not to be rushed, okay? There is no rush. Of course, you want to move at a good pace, but there is no rush, okay? Figuring out different ways that you can kind of tweak your environment so you can be at a more peaceful pace. When you're at peace, you're not in a rush. You're not trying to meet the next thing, do the next thing. You're just taking your time, and that's exactly what we're gonna do, especially for all my boss girls who are trying to incorporate healthy habits. Let's just eliminate rush from our vocabulary. We don't rush anything. Only thing we rush is packages, okay? But other than that, I'm cool on the rushing, okay? I don't have to rush anything. At the end of the day, what's for me is for me, and there is no rush. Even when it comes to your career or life goals, just don't be in a rush, okay? Because you're missing all of the fun while you're in a rush. Like, you're missing the part of your journey that is supposed to be enjoyed if you're always rushing to do the next thing. Tip number 9 will have to be focus on the healthy foods that you're eating in the morning and what you're eating and consuming at night. And I know this seems like such a minor tip, but it is a major tip when you're putting on like heavy carbs and just everything is so heavy. You're having grits, pancakes, so many different carbs all throughout the morning. And then now probably by 12, you're tired, you know? So try to figure out how you can have a balanced meal, but still like something that you like and that you enjoy, but still on the healthy side. Busy girls still prioritize their health. So that means that we make sure that we consume healthy whole foods, give us that nutrition that we need, versus just like eating the most heavy things. Or, you know, or even if you're not like a morning person and you don't like to eat in the morning, just have something very light, like a bowl of fruit or something like that. Find something light to start your day, and then just kind of increase that as the time goes on, versus like overeating throughout the day and then now at 12, 1 o'clock you're tired and you really don't feel like doing any work. Not to say it's not going to get done, but you want to feel like it as well. You want to feel good about the work that you do. Also, when it comes to that, I personally don't eat after 7. I know that tip does not go for everyone because everybody's schedules is different, and that's something I'm very well aware of. But if your schedule does allow it, don't eat right before you go to bed. You want your body to be able to process those foods, so you don't want to just go to sleep on a full stomach. That's something I try not to do. So I try to like kind of calm down with the eating at 7 p.m. so I don't really eat after 7 unless I'm out and about with friends. So that's pretty much the only time that I eat like later. But on my day-to-day schedule, I try not to eat past 7. I think we're on tip number 10, so let's go ahead and tap into that. Stay organized, okay? Organization is so important and so vital for you to make sure that you're getting everything done. Keeping your home organized, keeping your car organized, your entire life, you want to make sure that you keep it organized so that you can know where things are supposed to go and where they are not. And you can also know that you have enough time. That helps with your time management as well, to see if you even have enough time to do certain things. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you incorporate some of these healthy habits into your routines. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
First time in a long time.